Welcome back to the weekly portion and the first verse of the Haftara. So this is actually quite a rare Haftara because usually this week falls before the month of Nisan, the Shabbat, the last Shabbat before the first day of the month of Nisan, which is the first month according to the biblical calendar. As usually we read a different Haftara, but as I said, we're following the regular sequence of the haftarot, even though it's not like the frequent. Okay, anyway, so let's read it once regular, once with the melody, then a little bit of grammar and riddle. ותשלם כל המלאכה אשר עשה המלך שלמה בית אדוני. ויבא שלמה את קודשי דוד אביו, את הכסף ואת הזהב ואת הכלים, נתן באוצרות בית אדוני. ותשלם כל המלאכה אשר עשה המלך שלמה בית אדוני, ויבא שלמה את קודשי דוד אביו, את הכסף ואת הזהב ואת הכלים נתן באוצרות בית אדוני. So a little bit about the grammar here. There are some interesting points to be made. First word here is vatishlam, and you can see the root shin lamed mem that has to do with shalom, peace, also with completeness, being complete, with restituting, paying. So vatishlam is a verb. It's a vayikol verb. That's a regular narrative verb for biblical Hebrew. And it's quite interesting because here it is an intransitive verb. Okay? Almost has a passive sense in English, which means the work completed. That is, the work concluded, finished. In English, we would probably go with a passive, was finished. Okay? Was concluded, was completed. Okay, but here it's an active intransitive verb in the kal. If we want to make it transitive, if we want to say someone completed something rather than something completed, we would use a different stem, a different binyan. Okay? Vatishlam, and what is the subject of this verb? The subject is kol hamelacha, all of the work. The word melacha is also interesting because you might be familiar with the Hebrew word for angel. Do you know what's the Hebrew word for angel? If you're saying now malach, you are correct. Malach is a messenger or an angel. If it's a messenger of God, it's an angel, right? And melacha comes from the same root, work. So it's a man who is sent on a job. He has a mission, and that is a mission to do, a job, work. And the root is lamed aleph chaf. We actually don't have that root in any biblical verb, but we do have it in texts from the city of Ugarit, of which we learn a lot about the biblical world and a little bit about the Hebrew as well. So that's melacha. Vatishlam kol hamelacha. Here we have another verb, vayaveh, again followed by its subject, shelomo, vayaveh shelomo, and this is already a causative or a transitive, in the sense, causative verb. The kal would be he came, ba, vayavo. Here, vayaveh means he caused to come, which means he brought. So Solomon brought all of these objects. Okay, you can see et, this, et, ve'et, ve'et. All of these mark the direct object of the verb vayaveh. Okay, they all go back to the verb vayaveh and telling us what was these things that were brought by Solomon, this and that and the other. Okay, now a bit of a riddle. The weekly portion of Pekudei tells us about the fact that Moses could not enter the tent of meeting because the cloud with with the honor of the Lord was there, with the glory of the Lord. Which prophet saw the house filled with the cloud and the courtyard filled with the glowing of the honor of the Lord, the glory of the Lord? And that's it for this week, the weekly portion of Pekudei.